Winner there will meet the winner of this one. Stepping in for the interception, Kenny Vaccaro. And the Titans come up with another turnover. It's a Titan tidal wave in Baltimore.
By a Titan, and another turnover by the Ravens.
Vaccaro is ruled down as Boykin touched him as he hit the ground. But the Tennessee Titans are shocking the Ravens. And Lamar Jackson searching for answers. Baltimore has had none. 3 turnovers. 28-6 Tennessee. Handoff, Henry. Derrick Henry. Stiff arm by Henry. And so methodical in how he does it. 23 yards and a first down for Tennessee.
Well, the lane he gets there is Lewan does a nice job of pushing out the defense, and then another stiff arm this time on Chuck Clark. That's the Heisman right there for you, Chuck Clark.
He can just run over defenses. And he's doing it against one of the best units in the NFL. The Ravens ranked 4th in total defense. Henry again. We are under a minute to go in this third quarter as Pecco.
The Ravens, the interception off the hands of Mark Andrews, then a drop pass by Roberts. Second failed 4th and 1 by the Ravens after being perfect in the regular season on 4th and 1. The strip sack, the second sack of the day for Casey, the recovery by Simmons, and now the Vaccaro, and it's all Titans.
Hand off to Henry. And he's crowded at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Owasso among those there for Baltimore. If you heard that this game would be 28-6 at the end of 3, you'd say, all right, that might make sense. But did you think Tennessee would be in front of Baltimore?
I'd say you're crazy, dude.
This is the NFL on CBS, dude.
We made USAA insurance for members like Martin, an Air Force veteran made of doing what's right, not what's easy. So
Hill, end zone, Jonnu Smith, touchdown. Henry, jump pass, Corey Davis, touchdown, Tennessee. Expect the unexpected. The NFL playoffs, the Tennessee Titans with a 28-6 lead on the #1 seed in the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens. We start the fourth quarter and a 3rd and 4 for Tennessee. They have beaten the Ravens at their own game. Dominant running day. Tannehill timely passes. And that's incomplete. Tannehill was hit by Jalen Ferguson as he released it.
The Ravens finally come with a blitz, and they get home to Tannehill and force that incompletion. And you're absolutely right about this running game. 8 yards a carry for Derrick Henry.
They have 186 yards on the ground on a night where a running back has thrown for a touchdown and a quarterback has run for a touchdown.
And this defense of the Ravens allowed just 93 yards per game in the regular season.
Brett Kern to punt it. Try to place it in the corner. And this one will sail out of bounds, so we'll see where they mark it down that sideline. It's the 12-yard line. Kern does his job. 30. Lamar Jackson acknowledged the playoff game last year against the Chargers stuck with him, haunted him. Preseason games, regular season games, postseason games, Super Bowl. He said, it doesn't matter. I just want to win. Tonight has been a serious struggle for this Baltimore offense. Jackson gets to the outside and deseats as he gets out of bounds after the gain of 11 on the ground.
Yeah, Logan Ryan told us that the Titans wanted to pack the paint against the Ravens. Well, this is what he meant. Forcing the run to the outside by Jackson and limiting him there. And then in the passing game, making throw the ball to the outside. He misses a wide open Hurst He's late to the outside, incomplete pass. But the plan for Dean Pease absolutely working perfectly for this Titan defense.
Ravens moving quickly here. Toss to Justice Hill, and he darts out of bounds. Logan Ryan, when we sat down with him last night, he said, we were 2-4. We were written off. We knew we were better than that. And that adversity bonded this team. Everybody has contributed to the turnaround. Obviously, the Ryan Tannehill move to quarterback, that's the one decision that was made by Mike Vrabel that changed the season. But the team improved. Both sides of the ball. A jump on the right side of the Tennessee defensive line, trying to get the advantage. Did Ronnie Stanley coax Harold Landry?
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 58. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
And it's Landry.
And I thought the other interesting thing that Logan Ryan talked about is, being a Super Bowl champ, when he came over to the Titans, he thought that, this is a team that hasn't been in the playoffs. I'm going to have to do some things to get him on the right page about what it takes to get into the playoffs. He discovered that there were plenty of guys on the team on the same page with him.
Jackson, and it's too far for the speedy Hayden Hurst. Incomplete. 3rd and 2. Amani Hooker, the coverage on the tight end. 13:41 to play in the fourth quarter.
Obviously, this is 4 downs every time for the Ravens. They've got to go for it, obviously trailing by 22.
We asked Lamar Jackson, what did he do last weekend? He said, I watched both AFC wildcard games and it pumped me up. I wanted to run out onto the field and play that night. Jackson stops. Incredible what Lamar Jackson can do when he gets into a crowd making players miss. Wesley Woodyard is put on the highlight reel, 27 yards, but the Ravens down big here in the fourth quarter.
Well, there's 3 misses right there. There's 4, and then finally
9 yards through the air. Well, the clock is rolling. 12:28 and counting left in the fourth. Third and 1 for the Ravens. Take the handoff. Jackson will get the first down. Needed a yard, picks up 2.
They're really wasting a lot of time. These plays should be called at the line of scrimmage, as they're going to do right now, but that brief huddle, precious seconds.
Jackson, the soft toss to Ingram. And they pick up 7 yards.
The one thing Vrabel might do is do some substituting along that defensive line, because right now the Titans are gassed, not getting anywhere near Lamar Jackson.
Jackson, end zone, touchdown, Hayden Hurst. Ravens trying to climb back into it. They finally put a touchdown on the board.
That gets by Vaccaro here, and then the adjustment to the ball thrown a little bit high and a little bit behind him. Great effort there by Hurst. Protection is there for Jackson, and a smart throw to put it up high to a receiver who's 6'4".
It's a very confident team on fourth downs, which they have been unable to cash in on tonight, and on 2-point conversions.
Yeah, and on the season, just 2 of 5 on 2-pointers.
So they'll go for it here. Jackson spin and throw. Came from all over to be here. But they just pop it up in the air. Whistle was blown.
The back touch was not off the sideline. I did not blow the ball in.
We've been talking about rust. The official's a little rusty tonight. That's a couple of times now that we've had a stoppage of play because of an error by an official.
Pretty clean, though, Dan, no? Why were you looking at Gene when you said that? Gene, are you okay with this? Do I have to get between you and Dan here?
You wouldn't mind officiating up here for a minute, would you?
No. From here, very safe, very comfortable. Down there, I want no part of it.
As a back judge, you do tell the kicker to wait for the referee to blow the ball ready for play, and on that, the kicker was a little anxious.
Obviously, it shows Baltimore's hand, and they'll try it again. Caught at the 10, and Khalif Raymond brought down short of the 20. Now, Ravens need a 3-and-out. They just need to possess the football. Tennessee does not have a 3-and-out tonight on offense. And even 11 minutes to play here in the fourth. When we asked John Harbaugh what was the message this week, he said the message has been the same from day one. Every game is the Super Bowl. Without this one, we don't advance. If you don't advance, there is no Super Bowl. Derrick Henry just keeps getting better. 8-yard gain by Henry. And now he's beginning to put himself into very select company with his back-to-back performances here in the postseason.
And that was the first time they've run a toss play to take advantage of his speed to the outside. And then when he confronts a tackler, it's dangerous.
It's a confrontation.
Man.
Henry has 181 yards on the ground, a long of 66. And it's a 2nd and 2 for Tennessee. And Henry is stopped. Did not get to the line to gain. Huge play here for Baltimore defensively. It'll be 3rd and short. Derrick Henry, most rushing yards in his first 4 career postseason games, topping Terrell Davis, Arian Foster, Fred Taylor on that list, and now 150 rushing yards in consecutive postseason games, joining Franco Harris, Marcus Allen, Terrell Davis, and Le'Veon Bell. Third and 1 for Tennessee. Tannehill comfortable with a quarterback sneak. 6'4", 217 pounds.
Gap he sees right here. I mean, simple, isn't it? He's got a running play called here, but he decides to just take it himself, and why not?
Dan, you think back. Early in the season, we signed the Chargers and the Titans, and Ryan Tannehill is making his first start. At that point, we don't know what to make of Tennessee's season. Marcus Mariota obviously was the face of the franchise. Tannehill steps in, and it's changed everything, and it's been a renaissance for him. Tannehill on the move. And Tannehill goes down along the sideline.
And got down before going out of bounds. The official winding the clock. Just, again, a big part of Tannehill's game as he takes a shot to the back of the head from Earl Thomas.
And Tannehill was motioning to that spot on the back of his helmet, hoping to get the officials' attention. Runner there, so he's fair game. 2nd and 1 for Tennessee. Now Henry gets hit hard, and that initial spot is enough for the first down. Brandon Williams in on that hit, and now Tennessee is just bleeding the clock, and they may have the best running back in the league to do it with Derrick Henry. The offensive line has done a fantastic job for Tennessee, creating some openings, and then Henry does the rest.
Tannehill just sacked 1 time all day, and of course with all these yards on the ground, the offensive line has been dominant from the get-go.
Henry had 182 yards on the ground last week against the New England defense. He has topped it here tonight against the Baltimore D.
And Baltimore's got to use a timeout, and John Harbaugh does just that.
So a 3-yard gain for Henry. Timeout taken with 7:22 to go. Fourth quarter. Titans trying to close it out. Well, this is the kind of run that Derrick Henry is on. First player all time with 180 or more rushing yards in 3 consecutive games. Did it week 17 and backed it up with a 182-yard performance against New England last week. He's at 186 tonight. Second down and 7 for Tennessee. Jump cut by Henry. Not a whole lot there. 2-yard pickup. 3rd and 5. Counted down to the 7-minute mark of this fourth quarter.
Nate Davis had to leave the game with appeared to be some type of neck injury, so he's replaced by Jamil Douglas, and right away the Titans run to the strong side of their offense away from the substitution there. Get the ball in behind Saffold and Lewan.
Well, if you have any chance to get back into this game, you have to have a stop here for Baltimore. 3rd and 5 for Tennessee. Handoff. And Henry is brought down.
Now, Matthew Judon made a great play fighting off the block of Jonnu Smith.
6:33 mark of the fourth. And a timeout called by Baltimore. Vrabel used that last week, used it to his advantage to milk the clock against Bill Belichick. And the Ravens are not going to allow that to happen. Baltimore is down to 1 timeout remaining. 6:33 to play, fourth quarter, 28-12 Titans.
And again, the best punter in the game looking to pin the Ravens deep in their own end of the field once again.
Now we know Baltimore special teams is certainly capable of blocking a kick. Ravens are coached by Chris Horton on special teams. First year as the coordinator, 5th year with the organization. They got close. Kern gets rid of it. And it's coming out to the 20-yard line.
And Kern came down and hurt his right leg, it appears.
He is limping noticeably going to the sideline. NFC divisional round. It has been a state of shock for these Ravens fans. Everyone just felt there was a collision course happening in the AFC. The 1 seed Baltimore, the 2 seed Kansas City. Chiefs still have to try to take care of business tomorrow against Houston here on CBS. Jackson buys time, and he tosses it away. Stops the clock with 6:17 left.
It was interesting talking to Vrabel last night about confidence and momentum. He said momentum doesn't last very long, but confidence is what builds your momentum. And this team has all the confidence in the world going into Gillette Stadium and beating the world champs and then the best team in football. Having them down now by 16.
Jackson's pass is incomplete. Mark Andrews, the intended target. Tennessee had 30 players make their postseason debut last week. But once you've made your debut, now you've got playoff experience under your belt. Mike Vrabel obviously experienced it quite a bit as a player. And the carryover from confidence, regular season into postseason, has been palpable for Tennessee. Baltimore beat Tennessee in 2018 regular season meeting in October, 21-0. Ravens had a franchise record 11 sacks that day. Willie Snead with the catch, and it covers 27 yards. But Joe Flacco was the quarterback, and Marcus Mariota was the quarterback for Tennessee.
A real good read that time. Right to the line of scrimmage smartly.
Under 6 minutes to play now. Jackson with a high throw, handled by Brown. He's quickly wrapped up by Logan Ryan. Give him a gain of 7 through the air. So Baltimore in Tennessee territory, just inside the 48-yard line. 5.5 to play on a 2nd and 3. Nice move by Brown to get extra yards. And the Ravens moving quickly as they pick up 9. Mark it down at the 38 of the Titans.
And aside from that long catch, that one-handed catch for Brown that went for 38, they really have not been able to get him deep down the field. And we've got a false start here.
False start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And it's the veteran Marshall Yanda. Yeah, you wonder if this is going to be his final game as a Raven. He's talked about the possibility of retirement now in his 13th year. He's been a leader and a stalwart for the Ravens offensive line since coming into the league in 2007. Jackson makes his move upfield, making players miss and then working it to the sideline out of bounds. 23 yards for Jackson.
It's got to be a frightening sight to see him coming right at you and then just whiffing. And he's done that to the entire.
First player in NFL playoff history with over 300 passing yards and 100 rushing yards in a game. Jackson. Hurst wasn't looking. Timing was off. And Hayden Hurst, the momentum would have carried him right to the end zone with a catch.
It looked like the ball hit him right in the face mask or the head around. Good read by Jackson. He puts the ball right on him.
Yep. .449 to play in the fourth. Sixth drop pass tonight for Baltimore. Titans trying to get to the finish line. Ravens trying to make this more interesting. Jackson out of the pocket. Fakes the throw. And he's out of bounds. Picks up 5 as he circled around Wesley Woodyard, who tried to cut off the angle.
Saving that last time out by getting out of bounds wisely.
Baltimore Ravens have had at least one takeaway in all 24 of their playoff games. That did not happen, at least not so far tonight. 3rd and 5. Jackson spins. Looks downfield. Jackson still roaming, and he chucks it away. Now it's 4th down for Baltimore. Jackson unhappy that none of his receivers could get open.
They got to give a lot of credit to the secondary.
Jackson has thrown the football 49 times tonight. There is no way that was what the Ravens envisioned. Playing from behind in desperation mode. And this is your ball game right now. Jackson on 4th down. Broken up. Mark Andrews, the intended target, and it's Cruikshank for Tennessee.
Really great coverage by Cruikshank, and what a play. Did not spin Andrews with his right hand, got the left hand right to the ball. And as you said, Bird, ball game.
The Ravens 0 of 3 on 4th downs tonight. Mike Vrabel allows himself to smile, congratulating Cruikshank. Titans offense comes onto the field with 4:27 to play in the 4th. Give is to Henry. Hit from behind and picks up a yard. Timeout call.
And with all the carries that Henry has had this season, he's fumbled just 5 times, losing 3 of them. You can see he's more interested in covering up than getting extra yards now.
And the Ravens are out of timeouts. Coming up, State Farm postgame show. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Coward. Highlights and conversation all coming up on the State Farm postgame show. There are Miami Dolphin fans watching this game right now going, What? What happened here? Ryan Tannehill is 4 minutes and change away from leading his team to the AFC Championship game?
Yeah, and the biggest part of it is the system fits him. And he's got Derrick Henry.
Doesn't hurt.
Let's not forget about number 22. Big part of the system.
When we asked Henry about last week, he said, we expected to win. And while everybody else was surprised about the result in New England, the Titans expected to win. They respected the Patriots, but it didn't change their approach, and it's been the same vibe tonight here in Baltimore. Only teams to win multiple games in the same postseason with fewer than 100 passing yards. Miami 72 and 73, Pittsburgh and 74. And the Titans on the verge of doing that again. 71 yards through the air last week. They've got 83 yards passing tonight.
1 of 4 in the second half for Tannehill for 9 yards.
There was no reason to throw it
in this pass-happy league. It's old school.
That's run-happy for Tennessee, and just overall happy. You know who else might be happy? The Texans and the Chiefs. One of them is going to host the AFC Championship game. But the possibility of playing what is now the hottest team in the league, the Tennessee Titans.
And trying to figure out how to stop Derrick Henry.
Remember, the Super Bowl is in Miami. Ryan Tannehill could be making a return to South Florida.
Wouldn't that be something?
Brett Kern to punt it. Under 3 minutes to play. Trying to keep it away from DeAnthony Thomas, and he does exactly that. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line. That's where the Ravens will have it, a 55-yard kick. 2:45 left on the clock.
Preparation defensively for the Titans, having faced Lamar Jackson tonight, but also Deshaun Watson a couple of times in the last month or so. Really had to help with the preparation. And then you have Marcus Mariota in practice imitating Lamar Jackson.
18 yards on the catch and run by Hurst. Yeah, Vrabel said Mariota obviously gave them a great look. You know, hard to simulate what Lamar Jackson brings to the field, but
well, a lot of teams try to use wide receivers and sometimes defensive backs who are really fast, but with Mariota, you have somebody that has run that style of run-pass option offense. It'll be interesting to see what his future holds. Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, there are going to be some openings around the NFL.
Aren't there, though?
Yeah. And some potential position battles. Mariota might find himself a situation like Ryan Tannehill found coming to Tennessee.
Finding the right system is so critical. False start.
False start. Offense number 83. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
It's Willie Snead.
And you know, the Ravens, to a man, will deny that there's any rust involved in this game. But when you see drop passes, when you see penalties, you see turnovers, when you go up against a team that's hot and very confident, that rust is amplified.
Short toss, Justice Hill. Slammed down on the play by Vaccaro. And you and I, our crew, along with Evan, we saw the Ravens a lot this season. This did not look like the team that we saw throughout the year. A team that became the story in the NFL. 14-2 record, best in franchise history. First time they've ever been the top seed. And it has been a strange role because the Ravens always fed off the idea of being the underdog and us against them, us against the world. And this season has been a different story. They are the hunted.
Yeah, and in watching them in practice the other day, they were crisp, very disciplined, very sharp in practice. It just did not translate today. Remember, the Titans took control of this game from the get-go, too. And forced the Ravens to play from behind.
So teams to win a playoff game over an opponent with 5 or more regular season wins. This is what usually are considered mismatches, but here, if you're just watching this game and you know nothing about the regular season, Tennessee executed at a high level, and the Baltimore Ravens did not look like themselves. Mike Vrabel told us, hey, we have to handle the initial wave from Baltimore. And they did, and they came up with a turnover, and that set the tone for this game.
And their defensive plan to force the option to the sideline, take away the inside passes to the tight ends. Got to give Dean Pease and his defensive staff a lot of credit.
Now under 2 minutes left. Jackson downfield, incomplete. Cruikshank back there for Tennessee. Final minute 52 here in Baltimore. A record-setting season for the Ravens on the ground, but tonight the rush game was controlled by Tennessee. 219 rushing yards. Now, while the numbers will look okay when the smoke clears for Baltimore, the result will not. 514 total yards of offense, but couldn't get it done when necessary, and 3 turnovers. Stubbed their toe time and time again. Marquise Brown with the catch. 17 yards.
You'd never expect Mark Ingram to gain just 22 yards in the ball game, but remember, he was out for a while with that calf injury. Tried to gut it out in the second half, but that really affected their rushing attack.
Yeah, no doubt. Jackson breaks away and gets hit down low. Play made by Harold Landry, who put together a career year. That's the 4th sack for the Tennessee Titans. They didn't have any sacks against New England. In fact, not a whole lot of pressure against the Patriots last week. Landry had 9 sacks during the regular season. Jackson skies it, incomplete. And the memories of a year ago and the postseason for Lamar Jackson, this one is going to stick with him for a while.
He's thrown it 57 times, completing 31. But the pair of interceptions, first one, not his fault, off the hands of Mark Andrews, but it did set the tone for this Titan defense.
And really, there's no second guessing what John Harbaugh did in Week 17. Most coaches would do the same. You want to make sure your players are healthy. No reason to put them in a situation. The Pittsburgh Steelers were trying to stay alive. Ball gets knocked away on the pass by Jackson. But what you do notice with Tennessee is they remain playoff sharp. Because they were playing in meaningful games down the stretch of the season, that mentality was so apparent, and with Mike Vrabel, it kept them on edge and kept them ready for the next challenge. And they look more than ready tonight to take on the #1 seed.
And they certainly have the attention of the Texans and the Chiefs after what we've seen tonight.
They have to. Jackson on 4th and 11. And that'll do it. Off the hands of Miles Boykin. And Ravens fans are making their way to the exits, and they can't believe it. The Tennessee Titans are 49 seconds away from the AFC Championship game. Mike Vrabel, the former football player, has got some stuff on his face.
Well, he has created a winning culture in a very short time in Nashville.
4 straight 9-7 seasons for the Tennessee Titans. The first 2 led by Mike Mularkey, Vrabel the last 2. And they pulled off a stunner tonight. Vrabel taking the time to shake everybody's hand on that Tennessee sideline. Have to go back to the 2002 playoffs, the last time the Tennessee Titans were in the conference championship. An incredible story being written by the Tennessee Titans. They upset the Baltimore Ravens and advance to the AFC Championship game. The #1 seed is out. in the AFC. The Titans come into Baltimore, and they get it done against the Ravens. 28-12, your final. Two Alabama guys sharing a moment, very close friends, Ingram and Henry. And this victory belongs